This video is about the upcoming sneaker releases for the first part of December. このビデオで12月前半のスニーカーリリースを発表します。It's coming to the holiday season and some big releases are hitting the market. We're going to check out and see which releases are coming and when. 12月の前半に超欲しいスニーカーがドロップするかどうか。So let's have a look and see which sneakers are dropping in early December. With the December releases coming up real soon, we're going to have a look at which sneakers are dropping, but that is a problem for me because, as you know, Tokyo Butter 23 drops content twice a week, midweek and on Saturdays. This video is due to drop next Saturday, and that's a problem because between making this content and the video dropping, there might be changes to the information out there, and if there are changes, I will try and add them below like this. もしこのビデオを作った後に新しい情報が入ってきたらこのように伝えます。So to rank the sneakers that are coming out in early December, I'm going to use a sugu or a jikan kakaru system. Now sugu means soon. That for me means that the sneaker is going to sell out pretty fast. Whereas jikan kakaru, jikan means time and kakaru means take. And that means I think the sneaker is going to take time to sell out. But on a long enough timeline, as we all know, all sneakers sell out anyway. So if you want these sneakers, make your mind up, pull the trigger, buy the sneakers. Okay, let's get into it and see what's dropping in early December. And we start off on December 1st with an absolute banger, Jordan 10 Orlando Magics. With Orlando Magic accents throughout and a price point around about $190, that's round about 21,500 yen. This is a fairly decent price for a shoe. Jordans are not selling so well these days, especially in the not so popular numbers, so Jordan 10s may or may not sell out, but this looks like a pretty clean sneaker, and to start things off, I'm giving this a sugu. Then bang, continuing on December 1st, we've got an Ultra Boost 1.0 dropping. This is an unusual drop from Adidas and a bit of a surprise. This sneaker was due to drop in January and it's been brought forward 1 month for the restock. Lots of people missed out on getting the OG colorway first time out, so there are many people out there that want to see this sneaker. However, the Adidas brand is not doing so well these days and not selling as well as it has been for the last 2 years, so there's a chance that this sneaker will not sell out. Having said that, with the holiday season coming up and this being an OG colorway and the price point rumored to be ever so slightly lower than the normal Ultra Boost price point at $200, round about 23,000 yen, I think that all combines and this will also be a sugu. Still on December 1st, we come in with our first women's sneaker of the season, the Nike Women's Air Force One Rebel XX Praline. That's a mouthful. Now this is a clean looking sneaker. There's a lot in there. It's pretty high, goes up high past the ankles, and it's a nice looking sneaker. There's a good colorway. It's more for fashion than anything else. There are some interesting accents on it. The lacing system up the back, called the corset lacing system, is pretty interesting, although I kind of think it makes it look like the sneaker's on backwards, so it's kind of strange in that way. And with praline leather throughout, it's a pretty nice looking sneaker and high quality, and the price point is just $140, which is about 1,000,000 yen. So that's pretty good for a high-end fashion sneaker that looks as good as this, so I'm giving this another sugu. Next we come to the Nike PG 2.5 GS Opti Yellow. Originally I'd thought that this sneaker was a definite jikan kakaru and this was going nowhere, but then I had a good look at it and it kind of grew on me, I have to admit. It looks pretty interesting first time out, but then if you have a really good look at it, you're like, you know what, there's something in there. There are enough details on there, like the metallic midfoot strap and the red pull tab and the tongue holder, to make this an interesting sneaker for me. And the bright colors and the colorway kind of reminds me of the Presto that recently dropped and sold out pretty fast. And with a price point of just $90, which is about 1,000,000 yen, I think all of that combines to change this from being a jikan kakaru to a sugu for me. Next up, and still on December 1st, we have a Nike Air Max 97. This is a premium bright citron colorway. Now I have to be honest, I do not particularly like the 97s. I'm not a huge fan. I did like the 95s and I think they look pretty good, but the 97s with the kind of see-through Air Max bubble where you can see the circles throughout the bubble all the way along the sneaker from the heel to the toe. To be honest, I didn't really like it when it came out originally 20 odd years ago, and I'm still not a huge fan, and it's no surprise to me that these guys are sitting quite a lot in many of the colorways that come out. It's a pretty clean colorway throughout, except for along the tongue you've got this big long Air Max pull tab, the length of the tongue, which I actually don't think is a nice feature. I don't think it matches the shoe. It doesn't really go with the all yellow upper, and with a price point of around $170, which is about 9,000 yen, and with 97 off-whites just around the corner, I'm afraid I have to give this Jikan Kakaru. And the last sneaker dropping on December 1st is a bit of an unusual one for me because it's a collaboration between Nike and PlayStation, which to me, they don't really jive. PlayStation, gamers, they sit on there all day and eat potato chips and play games and they don't go outside, and then you're making a collaboration with Nike, a sneaker which is made for the outside world. So I was kind of like, I'm not seeing it here, to be honest, Nike. But then I had a good look at the sneaker, and there are two things that really appealed to me. One was the coloring throughout, which matches the PlayStation sort of colorway, and then also there are accents of the PlayStation design throughout, especially on the heel counter. And with a price point of about $110, which is about 12,500 yen, that's pretty good, to be honest, and I actually think these guys might sell out. Sugu. Moving on to December 2nd, we get our first Ultra Boost of the season. This is the Ultra Boost 4.0 red and black. Now, I love me an Ultra Boost. I have to admit, I have a few Ultra Boost sneakers and I like them very, very much, especially the Prime Knit uppers and the Ultra Boost midsole. However, they're kind of declining these days, and a big reason for that for me was that the Ultra Boost 3.0s and the Ultra Boost 4.0s, there was not really much difference in the caged or the uncaged versions, and this is a sneaker which exactly exemplifies that. There is not much new in this sneaker, and there's not much out there for people to get excited about. It's a nice looking sneaker, and the balance of the red and black throughout is done well, but with a price point of around $180, which is 2500 yen, I have to say I think this is going to be Jikan Kakaru. And the second of three Ultra Boosts to drop on December the 2nd is the Ultra Boost 4.0 Burgundy. Now, I have to admit, I actually like this colorway. I think they've really got the balance right. It really looks good. The balance of the white and the red, or the white and the burgundy, and the Prime Knit, the Adidas 3 stripes branding on the cage, the heel counter, everything about the sneaker to me is a really well balanced and nice looking sneaker. And of the two Ultra Boost Burgundies or reds to drop on December the 2nd, I have to say that this is the one I prefer. And I've got a sneaking suspicion, even at the price point of $180, Niman Gohyaku yen, I still think that this one's going to be Sugu. And the third of three Ultra Boosts to drop on December the 2nd is the Ultra Boost Miami Hurricanes colorway. This is a restock from 2016, and the original was highly sought after, and that might drive sales this time out. People might be looking for this again as a restock, missed out the first time, want to catch it the second time, and it is a nice looking sneaker. The green and the orange you'd think maybe wouldn't go well together, but they do. Adidas pulls it off with an excellent colorway, and I think this is going to be another one, even at the price point of $180, Niman Gohyaku yen, I think this is still going to be a Sugu. Getting into December the 3rd, we've got another Ultra Boost, this time the Triple Blacks. And I'm a huge fan of Ultra Boost Triple Black sneakers. But I still don't think there's enough between the 3.0 Triple Black and the 4.0 Triple Black to justify going out there and spending $180, Niman Gohyaku yen, on a pair of sneakers that I basically already have in the 3.0 colorway. The interesting thing about these Triple Blacks is that they're actually listed as Core Black Active Red, but the only red accents I can see throughout are in the insole and in the insert where the torsion system goes. So basically, it's just your standard Triple Black colorway. So even though I do like the Triple Black Ultra Boost, and even though I think there was a lot of hype around them in the 3.0 iteration, I've got to say that this 4.0 is actually going to be Jikan Kakaru. We've got this Ultra Boost red stripes. Also in the 4.0 colorway, it goes back to exactly what I said before. This is a really nice looking sneaker, not dissimilar to the way I rank it in terms of the red and black that I talked about earlier. It looks good. It's a pretty sweet looking sneaker, but I have to be honest, it's not that much different from anything else out there, and there's not going to be much hype around this. But then you flip it over and have a look under the hood, and you've got a marbled outsole, something I've not seen on many Ultra Boost sneakers, if any, and I want to say it's enough to drive sales. I don't know. I think people are just going to look at it without actually seeing the outsole, and they're going to say, it's just another Ultra Boost, and not really look at it. If they get to look at it and actually see the outsole, then yes, they're going to be into this sneaker. But as it is, I'm afraid I have to say Jikan Kakaru. Moving into December the 6th, we've got three collaborations between Nike and Carhartt's WIP. The first is the Vandal High Supreme Black Gum. Now, this sneaker is a pretty simple looking sneaker. It's fairly clean. There's nothing special about it. It's got a gum sole, which sometimes I don't agree with, but in the case of this sneaker, sneaker. I think it actually does work, and it has Supreme in the title, even though I don't think it has anything to do with the brand. Hype beasts are going to go nuts for it, and they're going to be like, I've got to get my hands on these. But with a price point of $165, Ichiman Kyusen en gurai, that's pretty high. With a lot of other releases coming out over the holiday period, I think that these ones are going to jikan kakaru. The second of the three collaborations is the Air Force One Lows in Ale Brown. Now there's a lot in this sneaker, a lot to look at, a lot of interesting sort of accents to it, including corduroy on the heel counter and wool lining the inner. It's a slightly cheaper price at $130, which is about Ichiman Gosen Gohyaku-en, but still with the holiday season crowded, I think that these will also jikan kakaru. And the third of the three collaborations is the Air Force One Low Utility Tiger Camo. It's the most interesting of the three collaborations with some pretty interesting accents throughout. There's the buckle straps instead of lacings, and there's the D-ring pull tabs, but the most noticeable effect is the camo colorway. To be honest though, I don't think that these gimmicks kind of gel very well. Sometimes you get these little accents on the shoes that come together really well, but in the case of this one, I don't think they gel very well at a price point of around about $165, which is about Ichiman Kyusen, and to be honest, I think that these are also going to be a struggle to get off the shelves. Jikan kakaru. Moving into December 7th, we have another strange drop from Adidas where they drop us the women's Adidas Ultra Boost 2.0 Grey Gradient. I'm not sure why Adidas are giving us this sneaker. The Ultra Boost 2.0 is not exactly on anybody's radar right now. It is interesting to me that you get to see the difference between the 2.0 colorway with the many distinct colors in the prime knit and the prime knit in the 3.0 colorway, which is very, very different. Again, as I said before, the differences between the 1.0, the 2.0 and the 3.0 were enough to make them look like a new sneaker, whereas the difference between the 3.0 and the 4.0 wasn't enough to justify the sneaker, and that's one of the reasons why I think the Ultra Boost hype has been falling recently. But again, I don't see why suddenly Adidas would bring out this pre-holiday colorway in the women's 2.0 Grey Gradient. And with the price point of around about $180, Niman Go Hyaku-en, I have to say again, this one is going to jikan kakaru. And to contrast all the struggles of Adidas, we go into December the 8th with two absolute bangers from Nike to finish off my list today. First, you've got the Air Jordan 11 Concord 2018. Bang, bang, bang. Get your zoot suit on, tip your fedora below one eye. These things are on fire, and they are very, very close to the original colorway. Maybe the patent leather's a little bit higher, maybe not. The outsole with its translucent effect is an amazing addition. It really, really looks good. It's a phenomenally good looking sneaker. 11s usually sell well, although the recent platinums did not. But when it's the OG colorway like this, even at a price point of around $220, Niman Gosen, and these guys are not just a Sugu, but they're a Sugu. These are gonna fly off the shelves. And then we come to the final sneaker on my list today, again from Nike, and again it's an absolute banger. These guys have been on everybody's radars for a long, long time. It's the Off-White 97s Menta. As I said before, I'm not a huge fan of the 97s, and they aren't particularly selling well right now, but what is selling well is any sneaker that has Off-White written on it, and these certainly do have that. Together with that, you've also got the Nike campaign where over a long period of time, quite a long few weeks, they've really been pushing this sneaker in different sales and in different raffles and different ways online and Instagram. All of that's going to combine, I think, to make this sneaker with a price point of $108, which is round about Niman Go Hyaku-en, which is about the same price you'd pay for an Ultra Boost. And this is an Off-White collaboration, and I think all of that will combine to give us another Sugu from Nike. And that finishes off the list for the first part of December. 12月前半のリストはこれで終わります。Of course, the pricings might change, of course the dates might change. As I said, I will try to add any new information down below if it comes up before I actually upload this to YouTube. But if it comes out after that, there's nothing I can do about it. Let me know in the comments section which ones you would cop and which ones you would not. And if you do cop some, let me know too, because it's interesting to see who is grabbing what out there. And also hit the like button below if you like this content, and bang that subscribe button for me. It's the subscribers who drive a channel. I appreciate all my subscribers out there as we grow this channel little by little, bit by bit. Thank you very much for tuning in today. This is Tokyo Butter 23 signing off from Tokyo, Japan. Thank you for checking in today, guys. I really appreciate your being here and viewing my content. Over here, we have the channel subscribe button. Channel登録ぜひお願いします. Over here, we have the video I recommend you watch next. こちらはおすすめです. And up here, we have a link to the channel introduction video. こちらはチャンネルのプロフィールのビデオです. Check them out. Clicking on them really helps the channel.